Hello, heroes! Thank you all for tuning in to episode number 45 of the Nexus podcast. This week we had Anub'Arak Hero Week. We got some information about him. We got some skins, and Blizzard heard we like to have skins with your skins, so they gave us more skins. I'm your host, Adam Eastwood, and with me I have our lore-loving, time-altering gamer, David Troy.
I'd like to take just a little serious moment to read this statement. I need my heroes. I'm holding out for my heroes till the end of the night. It's got to be soon. It's got to be fast because I'm going to be fresh from the fight. I need my heroes.
We have our Blizzard and esport enthusiast, Ben Blazik.
Good evening, everybody. Hope to have a decent show. I won't be as lively. I am still sick. So, I'll do what I can and hopefully not sneeze and cough too much on the microphone.
Mm-hmm. And he'll be coming in a little bit later. Josh Williams, when he gets in, we'll bring him in and we'll be able to chit-chat with him as well with what's been going on. So, David, what have you been up to this week in gaming without heroes around? I mean, it's
I know. It's been a little bit tough. Got a chance to go to one of the Toronto Fireside Gatherings that's organized by ESL up here in Toronto. So that was fun. Jumped in a tournament. Did exactly the same as I did last time, which was take my first round match to the limit, but ultimately lose. Actually, I was a little bit stupid because I thought it was the same format as last time, which was just one deck. And it turns out they changed it to the more traditional Saturday Night Showdown type 3-deck format. However, I didn't realize that until I was just starting my match. So I was essentially there with the deck I wanted to use and two decks that I had just been fooling around with. So I was like, the Alarmo bots were going out and things like that. It was very frightening. So other than that, been spending a lot of time in Diablo. Decided to buy Reaper of Souls like brilliantly 2 days before it went on sale for 50%. So that was excellent timing. But, if you haven't gotten it yet, this is that sale that's on right now. I think it's on until the 6th of October. So you hopefully may hear that in time if this podcast's out soon enough. Where my raid team's taking a couple of weeks off in WoW just to kind of rest, gather ourselves up for 6.0, and then we're going to jump in and test out all of our new all the new mechanics in terms of our rotations and things like that. Since I play a fire mage, to be honest, I'm not seeing a whole lot different that's going to affect me so much. Just kind of tweaking talents here and there. But yeah, that's pretty much my week in gaming.
Mm-hmm. David, did you ever play Magic the Gathering? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Adam.
No, I never played. I never played Magic. Actually, I knew a friend of mine who actually ran a store that sold all the cards. But we're kind of at that odd age at that time where we're too cool for gaming, kind of thing. So it was like, oh yeah, we're not going to really get into it. And I haven't played. I hear it's much more complicated and sort of more in depth than Hearthstone, but. Yeah, we'll see.
I was going to ask, had you played that background, do you feel like is it more nerve-wracking when you play Hearthstone, like sitting behind a computer and you can't see your opponent's face, or would it be more nerve-wracking to see your opponent's face?
I think it'd be more nerve-wracking. I don't know if nerve-wracking is the word. I think it'd be... I don't know if I'd want to sit there and play cards with someone face to face, like that kind of thing. It's just because then all of a sudden I'm dealing with as he reading my reactions, all that stuff. I'd probably play poker if I really wanted to do that. So no, probably Magic. Hearthstone's probably was the key to get me into card games because it's just kind of sometimes I just want to sit here, in my underwear and chill out and play a card game, which I'm sure you can do at a Magic tournament too, but. Probably would get arrested.
A little more frowned upon.
A little more frowned upon, yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite Magic etiquette. I know when I play Magic with my friends, I like to make faces when they're putting down cards. Like, really? I don't know if I'd do that right now. I have this awesome blue card in my hand, and I play blue, which means I get to mess with people a lot. It's a great time.
Blue, like the control one?
Yeah, it's all
right?
spells.
Okay.
Everybody pretty much thinks that people who play blue are douchebags, and they're pretty much right.
Yeah, well, I play Control Warrior, which is sort of similar, I think. So it's not as bad as Priest, though, like some people play.
Hey. Now, you said you pretty much had the deck where you kind of messing around with alarm bots. Any Elite Tauren Chieftains in those decks?
No, you know what it was? It was just literally I'm like, oh, we're using 3 decks. I'm like, okay, I have my Control Warrior, which is what I was planning on playing, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm like, okay, I know Druid and Shaman. But I had no idea which version of Shaman I had in there, so it turned out it was some goofy, try to beat a Nax boss Shaman deck. It was just some total goofball deck. And I'm like, I didn't even know what was coming out, so it didn't surprise me. And plus, I was playing against the priest, so in the second game, and I was just like, I can't priests. I got issues with priests. So
Yeah, because they're so awesome. Ben, what have you been doing this past week?
Well, I've spent most of my week sick. So it was really kind of hard to like sit at my computer and want to really do anything, just because like I had a fever, headache, throat hurt, coughing, all that good stuff. So I feel kind of like, I don't know if incomplete is the word, or more like I've wasted my week, because I really haven't done much of anything. Dabbled a little bit in Arcade. It definitely felt like there was a void there because couldn't play Heroes of the Storm this week. So I tried to fill the void with some of my friends playing. I guess what gaming I did do, the majority of it was spent playing Wargame Red Dragon, which is, for anybody who doesn't know, a really intense RTS game. So we did a lot of that. Other than that, it was a really boring week because I'm sick and I don't want to sit at my computer when I'm sick.
Yeah, for me, I pretty much, it was just me this week at home. My wife and kid were off at the Cape for the entire week, so I got home from work and I pretty much got to play video games, and I played a ton of Diablo. Like I went from having a set piece here and there on my wizard and no set pieces on my Crusader to having the full set for the Tal Rasha set for my wizard and almost at the Firebird set, and then having 2 pieces of set pieces for my Crusader as well, just running Greater Rifts. I realized how great those Greater Rifts are for the game. They're so much fun because I feel like you have like a level of progression. Every time you kind of get in there, you just want to beat your previous record, because they tier them. So for example, one time you get into the Greater Rifts and you get up to 14 or 15, and the next time you want to get up to 16. So it's just like new level of progression that just it gives me something to strive for, which I think we've kind of talked about. Like I like having, even if it's like minuscule changes, I have something that I can just strive for in a game, and they finally added that to Diablo rather than just strive and get like full set bonuses.
So, Adam, for those of us who may not be at that level, a Greater Rift is basically what, you just go in and stay alive as long as you can, or
no. So how it works is you go through like the regular Nephilim rifts where you use the I don't even know what they're called, but the little stones, and you plop it into the obelisk and you go in. When you beat the boss there, they drop a Trials keystone, which is it's kind of like your first step. So then you go to the same obelisk, and instead of using the basic I can't, they're keystones, but I forget the name of them. You use the trial one, and in there it's a waves of enemies. You have to try to kill as many waves as you can. Now what that does is that sets you, it's a rift keystone, so it sets you from 1 to, I don't even know how high they go, and that's where you start. So the better you do and the better you are, you can start at higher. You don't have to start at say 1, you can start at 10. And now when you're at 10, you have 15 minutes to kill enough enemies to summon the Rift Guardian and then kill the Rift Guardian. If you kill them, depending on your time, you can update your Greater Rift Keystone and then go to the next level. So it's basically little 15-minute things going up. The faster you kill, the higher you might get. So if you're at, say, level 10 and you beat it in 5 minutes, they'll let you jump right up to like 16 or 17 rather than having to put you through all the little keys.
Okay. Are you kind of getting the feeling like you're trying to rush through as much as you can before November 13th? Because I'm getting that feeling. It's like, I gotta see my girl in Nantes and Marseille and Paris before I get sent back home to America after the war, like kind of thing. Like it's like I feel like once Warlords hits, then everything gets put on the shelf.
Yeah, I definitely have that feeling, because on Monday my guild has a kind of an officers meeting. And I'm part of CTR, but I raid actually with a different guild, which is kind of funny. And we have an officer meeting about our plans for Warlords, and I need to see if my plans for Warlords are going to meet with the guild, because I need to remain a tank, because I do the Brewmaster portion on Monk Meditation. So if I'm not Brewmastering, then I kind of have no point in being there. So I need to talk to them, and that's really pressed it for Monday, because I'm like, Monday we'll have this chat, 4 weeks Warlords is out, and then I have to get ready, and I have to know if I need to be on Airy Peak or Drendon. So I want to get all my other gaming in first. The big concern I have for my raid schedule and everything like that is heroes, because I'm going to want to play heroes like a lot still. So I don't know how it's going to work. I've never had a game that I want to play as much as World of Warcraft while the big raids are out and they're new and fresh. So, Ben, how do you think you're going to handle like that? Because I know you have gotten more into WoW recently than you had been, right? You kind of took a break for a while, and now you're back.
Yeah, I took a break when the game became easy, and then I somewhat come back and dabble, and then I'm disappointed, and then I leave again. I think I'm going to be okay, honestly. Heroes is where, excuse me, my primary focus is going to be, because now that our team is starting to pick up a little bit, even though we're in this down week because of the maintenance and all, but we want to do stuff with the teams. That's where my loyalty lies. And I'm going to make that priority. As far as WoW is concerned, I'll definitely probably hit it really hard when it comes out, just because I'm one of those guys that like gets max level like the day or the day after, depending on how hungry I am. And I'll plow through it. I know that some of my family, some of my friends, we all, like about a month or two ago, we moved to Bleeding Hollow, so we play on Bleeding Hollow as Horde. So we're all there. We all have a bunch. I know I have like, I didn't move all my characters. I think I have 8 90s sitting there. So we're all just chilling, waiting. I know they want to do stuff very seriously, but I don't know how I feel about it, because I got into the beta for it when I think everybody did that one Friday morning or whatever. And I went in, and I'm kind of I'm sitting between my lock and my DK or my priest, and I was just like, let's just see what the DK is like, see what all the changes are like. After I apply Plague Strike and Frost Fever, like, I have 2 spells. That's it. I have 2 attacks, and I did not like that at all. Like, the fact that I was one hitting everything, and I did get out of the starter area, but I was still like demolishing things in like 2 to 3 hits with only 2 abilities, and I just felt like it was really weak. It really didn't capture me. Now, the environments are great. The way they were presenting the story is great, and I thought that was really cool. But the combat is not grabbing me, and that's what I'm kind of worried about. I'm worried that I'm going to pick up Warlords and everybody's going to want to do a bunch of stuff, and I'm just not going to be as excited about it. I'm hoping that's not the case, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm like you. I rush to max level like day of. I mean, with Mists of Pandaria, I was max level 3 days after 2, maybe 3 days after launch with my monk. You know, because that's what I did. I actually took a week vacation and I slammed it. What I can't wait to get to is the point where I'm kind of at max level. I have like a system for getting whatever I need to get each week as like a weekly goal. Like before it was Valor points, now I don't know what it's going to be. You know, and then I can really not just like do the maintain game. You know, you show up for raid and you just raid to get your gear. I like that. It's very comfortable for me. I get to do what I like about WoW, and that's raiding. So I want to rush and get to that point at this, you know, it's kind of as quick as possible. So
yeah, I take my time. Like, I want to go through, do the story, go through every little quest, like every little like thing. That it takes me a while to get through it. So
I'm doing that right. I've been doing that since the beta came out. I'm getting the story through the beta, and then when it drops, it's like game time.
Yeah, I don't touch the beta. For me, it's like I want to do it live because I want to feel like it's.
Like
I don't know. I really have to be immersed, or I lose interest in the game very quickly.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't play alts in WoW, and I don't, certain things. So it's like, for me, it's really important for me to get totally immersed in it. Otherwise, I just end up drifting off to Old Republic or something like that. You know how that went. You know how that
Old
worked.
Republic's good. It's not as good as
a while.
Star Wars Galaxies, but it's still good. No, I like that immersion too. I have a paladin that I consider my lore character. If everybody knows what an archivist is, I named him Archivistum, and I go through and do all the story and lore stuff with him. But like when it's live launch, it's like a real deal, and it's got to get to the end and got to start getting prepared. Out of all of my friends that I play with, I'm the fastest guy that does all of it, and then I sit around waiting for all my friends.
Yep.
Same thing with Arcage. Arcage came out a little while ago. and within the first week, I was already level 50, and I was already getting my gear, and my friends are still in their 30s, and I'm like, come on, like, because we want to like build a boat and go kill people and stuff, but it's just taking too long. So like I ended up sitting twiddling my thumbs anyways.
And that's another thing I'm figuring out is, do I want to rush with my CTR monk and then rush there, or because everybody else in my guild kind of, and maybe not everybody, but all but maybe 2 or 3 of us, they take their time, have their normal lives and just kind of level with it. So it's how quick I want to get into the raid encounter. So on that note, I think we kind of dive into a little bit of Heroes news that we got this week. I'm glad they did manage to put some stuff out for us, even though Heroes Online, I know they know we just want information. We want to see what's going on while we're waiting. So kind of the biggest stuff is that it is AnubArak Hero Week. So we got to kind of get a little sneak peek and the official, moves and abilities going to get. Ben, what are your kind of just initial thoughts on actually seeing the official announcement and what we're going to see once it does come back up and live?
Dude, so excited, man. Like, number one, this kind of tickles me in my Warcraft 3 nostalgia area because, AnubArak, for anybody who played Warcraft 3, originally appeared in Warcraft 3. And I like AnubArak. Like, I don't know why. I just have always this, like, appeal towards him. And number one, the art team always hit me where it matters. It's like crack. They do amazing work on AnubArak, and it really shows, especially the little attention to detail on him. And then watching his abilities, he is a warrior class, and he's a really great initiator. And, the fact that even though we took the alpha down to go to the next stage, or the final phase of the alpha, they're still providing us with that extra bit of news that we need, an extra bit of content updates, as well as, they're not slacking at any point in this. And that's one thing that I really love, watching his abilities in the preview trailer. Dude, I'm so psyched, even though that's not my role in the team. And we definitely have been talking about staying consistent with roles. I know that's going to be your baby. And I'm excited for you, and I'm excited to see you play him because I know I'm not going to get much play time with him.
David, what are your thoughts on just kind of looking at him and
AnubArak?
Yeah.
I thought the trailer was cool. The trailer I thought was really well done because they touch on the lore, but they don't shove it right in your face. Like the part where it's like, I'm a slave no more, or whatever he says, and then he hits Arthas. But like you kind of barely can see it's Arthas, but anyone who's like looking for it knows it's Arthas. So I thought that was pretty cool. He certainly looks like a really interesting hero, and I mean, having played with Chen now, and he seems to fit definitely I don't know how to put it. Like he seems to me to kind of fit Muradin's role a little bit, at least from looking at the abilities. In that he's kind of mobile. He's got some stuns. He can armor up. So I could see him kind of replacing Muradin for me in terms of warriors I might want to play with some of those abilities. Yeah, he looks like a lot of fun. He definitely looks like there's the way they've got the talent set up that you can go in a lot of different directions with him. I think they talk about it a little bit in the developer insight, where it's like you can get this like very tanky build, you can get a very mobile build. And also, there's certain ones where you can really increase the damage. So, I mean, I never played Warcraft 3, so to me, AnubArak is the guy you fight in some dungeon I was spending time in when I first started playing WoW, and it's just another bug.
And
like, it was never anything special. And raid, but I wasn't raiding then. So for me, it was just kind of like he's an Anuba, one of those Anuba. He's one of those A apostrophe things, right? So, I mean, like, I didn't have, like, any great lore. And, I mean, I did, in Arthas, he appears for, like, a second and then goes away and saves Arthas. So, I mean, I had no, like, real lore love for him like I do for a lot of the characters. But they certainly, he's a very interesting-looking hero. I think he's going to be really, really popular just because of the mobility. And he just seems like a really frantic hero to play.
There's, like Ben said, we're kind of ironing out our roles. My role is pretty much the warrior at this point on our team. So AnubArak kind of falls into that. What I'm trying to do is kind of have a solid 3-hero rotation where I feel like I could, if say we were in a competitive format, say a warrior gets banned, the other 10 tank on the other team, they pick somebody, a warrior. I want like 3 options. I feel like that's a good solid number. And the 3 that I have right now are Chen, Arthas, and Stitches. And I feel like they each have their kind of own warrior role. Because you have like Stitches kind of brings the battle to him. He has his hook so he can pull people out. He can do an AoE stun. Then you have Arthas, who he's more like hold people in place. He's a little more DPS orientated. And then you have Chen, who's kind of like a fly into battle and then keep the attention while your allies come to you. So I feel like AnubArak is kind of taking the spot from Chen, really, because with the burrow charge. The impale, because it's done in the hardened carapace, where he, basically builds a shield around himself. So when it comes to the kind of my 3, I think it's going to be a choice between AnubArak and Chen. And
I hope that's your choice, man. Oh God.
Yeah, especially with because I feel like they hold a similar role. I think Muradin holds a similar role too. I would agree with you on that one, David, as well. Hence why I play Chen, because I think Chen does the role better than Muradin does because of his ability to drink and get that shield build up. I think that's what beats him and Muradin opposed to Muradin, even though Muradin has maybe a little more stunning capability. So the reason I say this is, you really look at it, he has the burrow charge, so you get in there, the shield, and then I think his heroic abilities are 2 vastly different and awesome choices, because he's going to have his web blast, where he's going to be able to basically just stun out an enemy. So a Vala who's strafing, what do you call him? The witch doctor who's calling his spirit. You can use it on there.
Ravenous spirit.
Yeah, ravenous spirit. So you have that ability, that choice. Now, if you have in a competitive format where they can't take it for some reason, you have both witch doctor and they don't have anybody that's really in a something you can stun. You can take the locust swarm and be more tanky and deal more damage. So I like how different they really are in terms of choices. So it's got me really excited, and I can't wait to, they hinted, like you said, a little bit at the talent choices, but I can't wait to get in there and actually see the talents that we have. You can assume some of the basic talents. He's going to have, at level 20, you'll have the option to take Resurrection, so you can come right back up. Early levels, you'll probably have the one where you get the health globes and you have more regen, but the specific stuff that kind of goes around it has got me very excited to play him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting that they put 2 such similar heroes back to back, right, with Chen and AnubArak. Mm-hmm. But I think it's just like they really needed more warriors that people wanted to play.
Yes, and they're both similar, but at the same time, they have their differences, and I think Chen can be a little more tanky. Especially because with both his heroics can help to tank. One is bounce people around or get out, and the other is you split. You can run with that, and they can kill off the other 2 and deal damage while your other guy's kind of off on the end.
It would have been a real ripoff if AnubArak's hero was roll up like a potato bug and just roll around and bounce people around.
Oh, then at that point they might as well just make it a skin for Chen and.
Yeah, that's right. It's
and then Ben
redoing.
Then Ben gives
Cataclysm all over again.
Ben gives me the money to get that skin, so he doesn't have to look at a panda all the time.
There you
go. I like how they're starting to put out the hero profile. I guess I'll call it, lack of a better word, during the Hero Week. I just want them to get caught up on all the ones that are out there that they haven't got to yet. Do you guys kind of have that feeling?
Well, I mean, as we approach, so we know that AnubArak's coming as soon as this thing goes live, and that Asmodan's shortly after, hopefully within a week or 2. I hope no more, but that's just
I think they announced they're both coming up as soon as it comes up.
Okay.
So I think Asmodan week next week.
So Asmodan week next week. After that, aside from what we saw at PAX, but clearly that's not the order that they took, because they released a whole bunch of other heroes aside from Kael'thas, Sylvanas, but they did do Chen. That's probably where they're going to be catching up. Is the fact that we don't have any more heroes planned. We're going to have a little bit of time before BlizzCon, so we have a couple weeks to touch on a couple other heroes in the back. And if they crush our hopes and dreams of announcing more at BlizzCon, then they're going to have plenty of time to just catch it up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we can safely say that between now and BlizzCon, we're not going to get any more heroes in the game. I think they're throwing these two out right away just to say, here, this will satisfy you guys until BlizzCon's over. Do you guys think? Do you think they'll give us a Sylvanas or Kael'thas or like something new playable at BlizzCon?
If they do, I want to see more mage types. Even though we don't have the classification of mage, it's the area we're lacking in the most. We've got a pretty good warrior count now with a good flexibility of different abilities and different ways to play them. We, excuse me, we have an okay amount of assassins. Of course, we can always add to that field, but the assassins are definitely not lacking really right now. You have some really good strong ones that are playing out in the competitive, I hate this word, meta right now. And then, support's doing okay. It's probably going to get a touch, if anything, but I still feel like the specialist area is lacking, which is where mages would probably fit in. Mm-hmm. So I really hope that they start to make those pushes. We had we're having the warrior push right now. We had the support push at one time with minor specialist sprinkles, but I mean, I don't think really Zagara was. I mean, she's a great hero, but I don't think she was the biggest thing to ever hit the game.
And then you had Murky too. You kind of had that specialist push.
Yeah, I was specifically avoiding him. But no, I think that we need to start pushing heroes that are going to be able to, for all intents and purposes, drop nukes and specifically have to rely on their abilities instead of being able to auto attack, which is what a mage is, instead of like an assassin or a carry, if you will. So I really hope that we see Kael'thas. Sylvanas would be cool, but they definitely should at least live up to something from packs that they revealed to us, along with all those teases we had at BlizzCon last year, dude. Zul'jin, Skeleton King, the Butcher, Cho'Gall was definitely in there. Jaina Proudmoore was in there. Dude, there were so many heroes that were in that BlizzCon art panel. Mm-hmm. Like, we need to start seeing them.
I don't think you're going to see any heroes between now and BlizzCon. I do think at BlizzCon you're going to see someone really big. Like, I'm talking Thrall big. I think they're going to add like a major lore character. I'm trying to think of. There's really nobody in Diablo they could add that's bigger than the guys who are already in there, unless it's like Deckard Cain or something like that. And
Skeleton King was huge though.
Skeleton King would be big, but I'm talking like you got to be at the level of like a Thrall. I could really see them adding someone like Grom at BlizzCon. I think that would thematically work really well. I'd like to see a Grom, like someone. I'm trying to figure out how that would work. Because you've already got the bloodlust.
Some punch.
Like that would be good. I think Sylvanas would be cool. I think I play too much Hearthstone because when you said Sylvanas, the first thing I pictured was if I die, we get to steal one of their heroes. So I thought that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see someone big. I think in terms of and I think you're going to get at least a hint at the date for the beta. I think you're going to get some information on that because I know we've heard some people talk out there about, they're going to announce the next WoW expansion. I don't see how that's possible. I think it would be a gigantic mistake on their part in terms of just really undercutting Warlords. And frankly, it would also leave them with nothing to talk about next year. Like they're just going to always be chasing after themselves, basically, right? Like it's like when you trade, when you're in the sports draft and you trade next year's draft pick for this year's, and then you're trading, like you're always chasing it, right? That's what I think would happen. So I think you're going to see a lot of announcements in the other games, and I think for WoW, it's going to be very much like a retrospective and a celebration of the game and letting you get in early to play with Warlords. But I think that's going to make all of the other games have to really push it so much more. And I think Heroes, like maybe that's why you're going to see like big time WoW heroes like Sylvanas and Thrall, maybe, or someone like that announced to at least kind of help that fill the void a little bit.
You know what? I'm going to play on a wild card here. So since it would make logical sense for them to announce Legacy of the Void at BlizzCon, because it is time to go along with the Legacy of the Void announcement. I think we're going to see a StarCraft hero, such as maybe Arcturus Minx, because they talked about him in several interviews. So
I would love to play Minx. Like,
just sit there with a cigar and his lighter.
I would love that. That would be the best. And I'd feel like Hannibal from the 18. It'd be great. I just sit there and just like manipulate, and I don't know what he'd do. Just buy stuff, betray the Kerrigan on his team constantly.
I was just thinking, like, what role, if we're going to see someone, we're going to have to see, I think, an assassin at BlizzCon, like a new assassin, like a Sylvanas, I think. Mainly because if you kind of, like, think about it, when the technical alpha went live, we got Tychus. He was, like, the first new hero. But since then, we haven't seen an assassin come into the game. Every other assassin is... just initial release, and I'd almost put Tychus in that initial release because he came so quickly into the technical alpha.
Yeah, but that's because, when the game came, all right, we had 8 assassins and we had 8 warriors, so those were on par. All right, our support was
we had 8
only...
warriors, or did we have 7 warriors? I think we have 9 with Anub'Arak and
sorry,
Chen.
we had 7. My bad.
Yeah.
All right. Our support was severely... Dude, all we had was Tassadar, Uther, Tyrande, and Malfurion. That's it.
Yeah,
4.
Yeah.
So we had to add 3 in there. Mm-hmm. Our specialist as well... all we had was Gazlo, Nazebo, Sergeant Hammer, and Abathur.
Mm-hmm.
So,
they had to catch up.
Yeah, we added 3 in there. So, our assassin field was good. So now we're a little bit more on par. Specialists and support still are lacking behind assassin and warrior, only by 1, but still they're lacking behind. And when you go and look at the current competitive setup, your fluctuation with specialists isn't really that huge.
See, I would actually think there's too many specialists relative to the other ones right now. To me, a specialist is something that you really maybe have one of them on your team, maybe not. It should be a very small percentage. Whereas it always especially with the amount that came out, Zagara, and just there always just seem to be a really large percentage of them that are specialists. Whereas when it first hit alpha, it really felt like I know they said Witch Doctor was a specialist. I still really feel he's more of an assassin. I play him a lot, and I never feel like it's I can't do things that assassins can't do. But whereas Abathur very much was a specialist that. Murphy to me is a specialist.
And this is where I feel like the 4 classification system is still a problem, and they need to expand upon it, because when I play Witch Doctor, I don't feel like a specialist, so I agree with you there. But I also don't feel like an assassin, because I'm not relying on my auto attack, where assassins rely on their auto attacks for a good amount of their damage, as to where I have this debate with everybody on our team. I personally feel like he plays like a mage, because every one of his abilities is a damage dealing ability that does a lot of damage, including the zombies. Zombies can do a massive amount of damage if they're left unchecked. There have been many games where we played where I did almost double the amount of damage that our assassin did as the Witch Doctor, because I'm taking talents to increase his ability power. So I am playing him like a mage. So that's where I feel like they really need to break out of this 4 classification mold and just go a little bit wider and start putting, you have your specialist, you'll have your commander units. So let's move Abathur over to a commander unit if we come out with more command type units. And we can start to put other people in the mage role as well, so that way we can start to diversify a little bit. And agree, it's only going to, and you're going to have to make that choice when you go into a match. It's either going to be a specialist or a mage, but at least you have that choice, and it depends on what your composition is based around which assassins you're taking. So,
no, I agree. Ideally, I think it would be cool. At each of the packs, PAX Prime, PAX East, we got 3 heroes kind of to play with. I really think Blizzard should go and give us 4. Give us an assassin, a warrior, a support, and a specialist. Come on, Blizzard. We deserve it. We're going all the way to California. That's like the entire country that I'm traveling. Let me play 4 new heroes. I will wait in that line over and over and over again to try them all out.
And I want to get mine for free, even though I'm not going.
Right, yeah. And,
That's
and
how
Coming from a dude who doesn't want to spend a dime.
That's how I play Heroes of the Storm, man. I'm living off the shoulders, living on the shoulders of others.
of giants.
That's
You should
right.
call
Well,
us
I
giants.
wouldn't say giants.
Suckers.
Others works.
Living on the shoulders of suckers.
That's right.
Oh man. Yeah. In other news, like I said earlier, there were a bunch of skin releases that they released just before the show today, about 4 or 5 hours ago, maybe a little longer. My timing could be off. So we're gonna kind of take a look at these skins and kind of go over which ones we like. David, why don't you start? Why don't you pick the one that you like the most?
Now, are we talking about the master skins or the new skins or?
Ooh, let's break it up then. You're right. Let's start with the new skins. We'll hold off on the master skins.
So like the Halloween skins and stuff.
Yeah.
For the Halloween skins, I mean, it's I have to admit the Skullither Abathur got it for me. I was like, okay, this is like great looking. Like that's perfect. Like that. It's because you know what it is. I think it's like the giant skull on him is so big you could really kind of see it when you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like it's great that like my skin for I'll throw something out there. Grim Skull Witch Doctor has a slightly different mask, but for the most part, other than the color, I can't tell the difference. This thing is just like a big like head with a vertebrae coming at you. It's great. So I have to admit, out of the Halloween ones, that was my favorite. And then I'll let you guys talk about that, and then we'll visit the other ones as well. Because that's not my favorite skin out of all these new ones, but out of the Halloween ones, that's the best. Love the Kerrigan one's great. I know we've seen it before. It's really great. I love the whole 1930s Bride of Frankenstein look. And actually, I kind of like the. I really didn't. I like. Obviously, it's a skin that we've seen before, but maybe I'll leave that one to Ben to describe about Tychus and what they've done with him.
Mm-hmm. Ben, go ahead.
So I guess I'm partially confused on which ones we're talking. Oh no, wait.
So just the one post, yeah.
Okay, so just the update. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
the not the master skins, but the one with the AnubArak, Asmodan, and Hollow's End skins.
So the Tychus. I mean, I think it's really cool that they updated Tychus, the Infested one. I always play with the Infested one because I got him in that bundle. Finally, we're starting to see more like crossover into hitting their abilities, which is going to be cool. They updated the laser drill and the Odin are now actually infested. If you haven't had a chance to check out the artwork on that, please go and look at the trailer on the Heroes site. It's actually really cool, and it brings more immersion to the game, which I love. Like, I've always loved the Blizzard art team, and it tickles me in my art spot. So I'm definitely glad to see that they're always pumping this kind of stuff out. Dude, as far as my favorite one, though, just the Gul'dan one, man. Just like, that is so sick. Just number one, because I love Gul'dan, and I want him to be in the game. And two, I'm so excited for Asmodan, period. Combining the two, conspiracy theory, Half-Life 3 confirmed, probably, but still, like, it's awesome stuff.
I have to agree, man. That right now, if I enjoy playing Asmodan, that may be the first skin I buy. Because I'm a big Gul'dan fan as well. It makes me a little worried that maybe Gul'dan won't be in the game, because I don't know if there's any other heroes that kind of cross skins with other heroes. You get that a little bit with, I think, the Shando Illidan, but even then it's not like you're the Malfurion Illidan, you're just a different type of Illidan. So that gets me a little worried about. I know. I did notice that apparently, I guess there was a big sale on apostrophes that Blizzard took advantage of, because they used a ton of them in that one video. With the Anub'Arak, Cyberak, AnubArak, Asgul'dan, all that stuff. There's like apostrophes all over the place. But yeah, that would probably be my overall favorite from what I saw. I mean, the skin itself is not like artistically masterful, but it's Gul'dan, and Gul'dan rocks. Mm-hmm. And I love Gul'dan, and I'm a bad person for saying that.
Now, I will say, though, that the Master AnubArak skin, like, there's even more, like, minor details in that skin, and I think that one just looks awesome.
Mm-hmm. So, I agree with you guys. I think of that first post, the Asgul'dan one is just awesome. Like, it's, the horde symbols kind of hidden throughout there that I didn't notice until the second time, and it's just exciting to see that one. I think the Infested Tychus, they called it a legendary skin before, if I remember right, and I think we even said something like, why is it a legendary skin? What is so legendary about it? And I think we now kind of have the official kind of, legendary skin is one that alters like kind of the heroic abilities, in the way that they look. Maybe that's what they're kind of going for in terms of that, which is pretty exciting, I think. So, and I would agree, like, the Asmodee, like I said, is probably the best one. The Cybrak one, though, I really like that skin. I feel like we're like building a like you can almost have like a cyber army. You have like the Mecha Tassadar, the CyberArak. Like, what are we gonna do next? Like, let's get Tychus into a full cyber form, and you can play a full team because you have the warrior and support that are both cybered out at this point. So that got me really excited to have kind of like a cohesive team of skins, because I really I'm weird that I like stuff like that.
No, I was just thinking the same thing too. It's funny because I was just like going through that, and I was like, yeah, you could put this with the Tassadar. I mean, you can really just, Sergeant Hammer you can kind of throw in there, and it's got that same kind of look. And then really just throw Raynor and normal Tychus in there, and it's kind of like you've got that very thematic feel, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Will that come first, or the bug team, the all bug team?
I think we're pretty close to already having an all bug team. So
you got Zagara, you got Abathur, you got AnubArak.
Hello.
Hey, so we brought Josh in just so everybody knows real quick.
Speaking of all bug team.
Speaking of all bug team.
Is there feedback? Probably my headphones are not connected.
Nope. You sound just fine at this point. So Josh, have you had a chance to kind of take your time and like look over the kind of the skins that were released?
Yeah, I did actually. I watched the videos for them both. Was only 2 videos, right?
Well, there were three. There were 2 posts, but 3 videos, kind of.
Oh, okay.
So
I saw the one with I gotta say, the awesome Kerrigan. I love that one. And then I saw the Master Skin ones that had Sergeant Hammer on there and stuff, and I really like Sergeant Hammers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's actually, we haven't quite had a chance to talk about the Master Skins yet, so let's kind of go right into that at this point. So yeah, the Sergeant Hammer one's pretty cool. I don't know, Ben, David, let's see. Ben, you get to go first. Which Master Skin did you like?
This was the update with Witch Doctor 2, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so I finally feel like Witch Doctor's finally getting some recognition, so I really enjoyed that one. I also liked the Sergeant Hammer one, but I was disappointed that they didn't show the Siege mode in the video, so we only get a half glimpse of what the skin is.
Actually, though, you can, when they have like the group of 5,
you see in the
you
it's a picture. No, I want to see the video where it's the live 3D model, and
and actually moving into a Siege mode.
Yeah, but other than that, like the Witch Doctor one's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
go
ahead.
I'm going to jump in and disagree, Ben. I thought the Witch Doctor one was terrible. And I've been waiting for that one. That was the one that was most important to me. Looks like he's got a shield on his face that's kind of been split up, and just like a random horn. Or I guess it's supposed to be a blade, but it makes you look like a Triceratops. Wasn't a big fan, really, of the Witch Doctor one. I thought they could have done much, much more with it. Believe it or not, my favorite one is probably Chen. I thought Chen's was very cool, very ornate. And probably my second favorite one, even more, believe it or not, was Murky. Murky's was so stupid, I liked it. Like, it was like, it's like they didn't even try to make it cool. They just made it like as dumb as possible. And I was just like, yeah, that's it. Like, if you're gonna play that many games with Murky, you own it.
You deserve to wear Hawaiian shorts and have a bubble around your head.
Absolutely. Like, they're not, that's great. I did not want a Murky with like spiky shoulders and a horn on his head and stuff like that. Like, I like the direction they went with Murky.
No.
And the Hammer one's cool. For the Hammer ones, I can never tell the difference from one tank to another. It's just tanks are tanks.
Except one of the times you said you were going to buy a skin was the World War III Siege tank, and then you were like, nah, never mind.
Yeah, you know what? I think I thought they were going for more like a World War II tank, and then I found out it was a World War III tank, and I'm like, that didn't even happen.
World War III isn't even
That's
a
the
real
lore.
thing.
I'm like, there is no World War. Yeah, it's like,
Now, see, I want to touch on the Witch Doctor thing. This is my opinion. Like, I feel like the Witch Doctor, across all Blizzard IPs where the Witch Doctor comes up, I feel like he doesn't get enough love. Like,
I agree.
when Diablo 3 first came out, like, Witch Doctor was my first, character. I played him and got him to max in the first couple days, and was grinding in the original Inferno when it was actually hard, and it was challenging to do so. And yeah, that's right, you chuckle. I saw that.
Yep. That's you, Ben. I played it when it was hard, and it was a challenge.
Exactly. I'm one of them guys. And
I used to vote when you had to own property to do it.
Exactly. And I remember like getting my gear pieces, and I felt like my gear just looked like garbage on me all the time. I was like, what is this? Like, when Jay Wilson first originally announced the Witch Doctor in that gameplay trailer alongside the Barbarian, like, the Witch Doctor looked epic. And then, like, all throughout Diablo 3, I was like, man, like, I feel no, like, art love on this guy. And so I switched to a Barbarian. Just because I wanted to look cool while I was stomping face.
Oh man, I need to show you my Witch Doctor's transmog set because it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's now.
But do you think this skin looks cool, Ben? Because like it doesn't do a lot for me. Like,
I think
it's
better.
It's unoriginal.
It's not as great as I know what the art team is capable of doing, but I think it's better. And granted, I would like to see a lot more, but it's at least a step in one direction. So.
Yeah, I think my problem is that, like, I guess I want them to go in a completely different direction, which I guess they did kind of with that Harlequin Witch Doctor, but, like, great, so you make him a joke. Like, I feel like doing the whole Joe Pesci thing from Goodfellas. It's like, yeah, so it's like you finally give him something interesting, and it's like he's a jester. It's like, yeah.
Now, is it me, or does he have a Zerg skull on him?
He usually does,
Like,
doesn't
on
he?
the
That's
back?
normal.
Yeah, it would look like a Zergling. It had the
Yeah,
horns and stuff.
he's had that.
Oh, has he?
That's part of his normal
had that.
rig. Yeah. That's actually normal for him.
Shows you how much I play him.
So I'm going to completely disagree with both of you and say the best master skin that they put out with this group is Gazlo.
I knew it. I knew it.
Look at
That's
that.
pretty pimp.
Dude,
I mean,
I'll
give it to you.
They added
That's terrible.
tusks. What? They added tusks to the robot. So now the robot has this like badass like face in the front as well, and it has tusks coming out, and he has like the kind of the German helmet with the spike on the top, and he has like armor, so it looks like he'd actually fight at this point. He's not like stuck to the the background. He is a melee specialist. He should be able to get up and right up in front.
It's the little details that are all over. Unlike the master skin of Arthas, which was just let's strap horns on his head and call it a day.
Right? Yeah.
To me, this was like strap tusks on him. It's just like,
There's a lot more there.
Yeah, but like
I guess
it's
so.
tusks, but then you have the face that goes in between.
Oh, he
the
has
tusks.
a license plate on his back too.
Yep. I mean, it's like
that's better.
he's wearing like he's like wearing armor, like he's ready to go to battle. Like I love this thing. Like it's I think the best one out there. I just can't say how much more awesome it is than pretty much, and that's including one that has Chen in the group. So
Dude, when anybody looks at the Chen like skin, does anybody like instantly think Big Trouble Little China?
Honestly, I thought it was like St. Patrick's Day.
I mean a little bit of that, but like just the helmet, or not the helmet, but like the hat, just
Yeah.
you know what I do like about the Chen skin is it's not a staff anymore. They've kind of made it into like a pole arm. So I think that's pretty cool, and so I think that makes it like look a little cooler. But Gazlo #1.
Okay, the license plate kind of swings me a little closer to your side.
License plate. Have you kind
so
of swing?
David was intentionally checking out his butt.
Well, actually, that's what I'm saying is I wasn't, whereas I guess you were. Because I
No, it
noticed
was
the
just
license plate until you
Attention to
mentioned
detail,
it.
son.
I
You hear
know.
that?
There you go. Yeah, he's
hear
got
that?
a little bit of junk in the trunk there.
So Blizzard, if you want David to be interested in your skins, put license plates on them.
That's right. If it was 10 years ago, they're like, ladies, just put a license plate on that.
On the butt.
That's it. You'll be fine. Yeah. All right, I'm sold. You
You're
had me
sold.
at license plate on the butt.
And I guess the they should at this point. I think they should do like a full mechanical Gazlo to go with that set that we were talking about.
Oh, you would love that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And it's Lore Walker Tahoe, aka DJ Billy Hub from the chat room, said a mechanical fairy dragon. So Brightwing, all mechanicalized.
Oh my god, that just makes me think of Clash of the Titans.
I'm shooting that down.
You're gonna shoot that one down?
I'm shooting that one down. That's my homie in there, but no. No.
Yeah, Josh, earlier we were talking about like a full mechanical group. Pick one hero you think they should mechanicalize, if that's even a word.
One
Mechanicalized?
hero that could be completely mechanical.
Yeah, kind of like they did with Tassadar and with AnubArak.
AnubArak, yes, those are
The
awesome.
most least logical one. Witch Doctor.
The least logical one would be actually Stitches.
No way, man.
No.
Murky. He could just be Mechie.
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 Oh, I got
That's
it.
actually a really good idea. They could play with that name, Mechie. I would buy that skin.
And in 4 weeks, we're going to get an announcement for Mechie.
Mecha Hammer.
And David's not going to receive a check for...
And I'm not buying
Credit.
that skin. That's a crap idea.
Mecha Hammer?
Yeah. Oh, Mecha Hammer. They do the reverse. Make Hammer just all made out of flesh.
Yeah, make it like a
The horror
someone
horrific.
holding a mortar.
There's so much they could do. They should just have every hero a mechanical version of it, so it just doesn't matter who you want. You can play a mech.
Yep.
Oh,
I love Transformers, so I'm down for that.
oh man, that's sad. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man. Any final thoughts on the skins that we were able to see this past day? I guess at this point.
Good timing on Blizzard's part. This was a good week to release them all.
Absolutely.
It gave us a little something to talk about today. So with that, I think that'll do it for this week. We kind of hit everything. You know, AnubArak came out, or AnubArak week, and the skins. So that'll about do it. So Ben, why don't you go ahead and let people know how they can get a hold of you?
As per normal, you can find me on Twitter at Stacks and Packs, STAKSNPAKS. You can hit me up on there for anything you need. Battle Tag, Steam, whatever. You know, as long as I'm not sick, I'm willing to play games. So,
And David, how about you?
You can reach me on Twitter at BerlandCTR. That's 2 L's, 2 A's in my name. As well, I've got articles up at Catalyst Gaming Media. And, you know, if you got a license plate on your butt, come give me a shout.
And you were late for the party, so Josh, why don't you kind of let everybody know where they can still find you?
You can still find me at on Twitter at Pakawan_AIE, with spelled PAKKUAN, then _AIE. And as always, here on twitch.tv/Heroes of the Nexus at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday nights.
Except for this week.
Except for this week, because I was running late. Sorry.
No problem. And you can get a hold of me on Twitter at Geek of Random, or follow the show directly at the Nexus Podcast. If you have any questions, concerns about the show, any feedback, just let us know. Show at heroesofthenexus.com. You can find us all over the internet, you know, Twitch, YouTube, Stitcher, Windows Marketplace, iTunes. So just, download us, listen to us, let us know what's going on. If you want to help out the show a little bit, go ahead and head on over to patreon.com/thenexus and, kind of help support the show. We are proud members of Catalyst Gaming Media, where you can find bloggers, podcasters, video content creators, a whole bunch of awesome people that, just a great group of people. So head on over to catalystgamingmedia.com, and you can find the majority of us at World of Podcasts the Thursday before BlizzCon, as we're going to be on panels. I'm going to be in the fireside gathering room for the majority of the night. Thank you all again for listening. We will see you all inside the Nexus as soon as it comes out of extended maintenance. Good night, all.
See you, everybody.
Later.
enjoy your night.
Okay, and stop.
Damn, Bennett's sick.
Yeah, dude. I feel like shit.
I'm loving that
Terrifying.
sick.
Enjoy your night.
Oh, that was a good episode.
Sorry about that, guys.
Uh,
Man,
I had to go to a friend's house, and I told them I was like, I need to be back by 10. And they're like, okay.
But his mommy
And-
couldn't bring him back on time. She made
Yep.
sandwiches, and it just
And there was
went to hell.
cookies for dessert, and
That's it.
they had M&Ms in them.
M&M's.
Yeah,
And you didn't
M&M.
bring any?
I'm sorry, I ate them all.
My mom made brownies today, so I'm excited she was over.
Did that really happen?
Yeah.
Awesome.
What? Am I not allowed to get brownies
No,
from my
nothing.
mom, Ben?
No,
Nothing. Just
I think Ben is just jealous.
I
The
would
only
be
thing
too.
my mom gives me is a hard time.
Zing.
Damn.
So, crap. Adam and Ben,
yes.
what was your refund?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, this is a.
Come on, I told you guys mine.
Yeah,
It's because yours was small.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's not what she said.
Oh my
But
gosh.
it's what she knew.
Yep, she already knew it, so she didn't need to say it.
She didn't have to say anything. No,
Yeah, we both knew it was a mutual agreement.
Nope, it's we're keeping it as a secret right now. Only
Well, I bought 6 months worth of WoW
so.
because I knew I would be using it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 'cause Warlords.
everyone in the chat room now knows. I'll
The
put it
dreaded
there.
amounts.
Jesus,
so Ben,
criminy.
where do you fit in here? Are you between those two numbers?
Are we making a Ben sandwich?
Wow.
Well, I'm glad that wasn't
Never.
in the episode. That would have been a bad title.
A Ben sandwich.
That's just. I don't even know if I should reply to that.
Glad
I
I'm
think-
out of this
I-
conversation.
I think Ben was close to the max, and that's why he's not saying it.
What
Or
was
he
the
was
max?
at the max, 350.
Come on, Ben. You didn't even just type it
I'll just say I wasn't at max yet.
yet.
There you go.
He's gonna be able to buy every game in the Blizzard library.
I already own every game in the Blizzard
But
library.
you can buy them
You guys
all
see that?
again.
You see that Warcraft 3 is getting added to the launcher?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, really?
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we
Oh,
need to
yeah.
add some Warcraft 2.
You need to add some Warcraft 4.
You never
The
know.
problem with that is it conflicts with the World of Warcraft storyline.
No,
So-
you just said it like a while in the future. You know,
That's dumb.
Baby Thrall is running
Sorry,
the
Adam.
horde. I don't know.
That's a dumb idea.
So
It doesn't
I
have to
was
conflict though. They can
They're
just
more
build it
likely
in.
to build World of Warcraft 2. And they've actually
I-
talked about that.
which they already said they wouldn't do.
Yeah, but
No,
it's
no,
with
they said they
Titan
may.
gone now. With Titan gone now, it changes everything because now they're all in on WoW forever.
They said they wouldn't do it just for the fact of what happened with EverQuest 2 and
But
1.
I think if they made WoW 2, they would just shut down WoW 1.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they wouldn't do it like
it would,
EverQuest.
like-
I'm looking at Draenor basically WoW 2.
It would like
There-
merge
Kind of
over,
is,
I think.
yeah.
Like maybe they'll start at like level 1 again, but like achievements, stuff like that, I think they would have merge over, so it's like almost a seamless change.
Yeah.
You-
I'll be
they
down for
would
that.
they would have to do it with like a completely new like story arc, just like an expansion, and then a completely different engine.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
You're
completely
playing the
different engine.
child of your original character.
But you could do that as part of an expansion. I mean, because look what they did with Cataclysm, right?
Yeah,
Like, they
you
changed the
could,
look.
but I mean, like that's a lot of extra work to convert live old tech to new updated tech. It would be easier just to build a new game.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. They would essentially be playing a new game, but it's just you just move on with your character. Like it's just you're this character in this.
No, I think we should wipe.
Oh, I don't think that.
Yeah,
too
I
much
think we should
emotional
wipe.
attachment to the characters.
Oh,
Too much, and I'm not even one of these since vanilla guys. So
games end.
I've
So I
played
was-
since vanilla, and I have no emotional attachment to any of my characters because I've switched every expansion except for this one at this point.
see, and that's why I don't play alts,
too.
is because you don't get that attachment. I have an attachment to my.
I used to have a lot of attachment to my priest since vanilla, especially when I was in Nax. And
Yeah,
then
let's
now I'm
not
just
talk
like,
about your childhood.
Screw my priest. Like, just go sit in the corner somewhere.
So I was thinking, they added that people data mined that Warcraft 3 logo from Battle.net, the launcher, and they're saying this BlizzCon is something big. What if they redid Warcraft 3 and the StarCraft 2 engine?
That could be an announcement at BlizzCon.
I wonder if maybe we're all going to get it for free.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
You get a Warcraft 3. You get a Warcraft 3.
See, this is what you get for being late, Josh, because we just had this conversation. Like, that would actually make a lot of... That would be a big Warcraft announcement that's not WoW, right?
Yeah.
I think the movie's going to take up a good chunk, too, of the Warcraft stuff.
That's true.
But I mean, other than that, we all know Legacy of the Void's coming. What else are they going to announce?
Well, we will
So this
see.
is why I'm thinking like
Why
a
does it
Warcraft 3 redone.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be like a bunch of announcements. It's just like I mean, let's think for a minute. Okay, StarCraft 2 at one point in time used to be the biggest thing in esports, and it overshadowed WoW immensely. So I mean, the closure to the StarCraft 2 trilogy, I mean, like that in itself is really huge.
Yeah.
It is, but if you look at the majority of the players that are into StarCraft, it's all online, and the esports side of StarCraft is not number one anymore.
Well, I mean, if we were talking players, Hearthstone
and we can blame LOL for that crap.
game now, right?
Yeah, 20 million.
Hearthstone
Don't
is
get me wrong.
bigger than
I
WoW ever
thought League
was.
of Legends was number one.
I think they still have
No,
more
but I mean in
people
Blizzard.
but
In
Blizzard.
Oh,
In
in Blizzard,
Blizzard,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely be
But
Hearthstone.
I think Heroes will trump that 20 million.
You think so?
Yeah, once
First-
it comes
first
out for
week.
free.
Week
First
one.
week, that's it.
Probably. I mean, dude, there are a lot of people that are still like really excited to play this that are still not in. So I mean,
I think we were talking about this earlier. I was like, I don't think Lore Walker Tahu's still not in. I mean, I'm like,
We have to play with him for like a week.
yeah, pretty
Straight
much. It's
when he
like
gets in.
45 episodes. I say,
I don't know. He might change his opinion of me. If we do.
No, that's true.
we'll just
It's
mute you while
dangerous.
we play.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'm like, man, I remember like at the beginning, I think I said, you know, everyone that's here for the first episode, send me your email address, you know, your thing. So if we ever get like a chance to like get people in, you'll be first on the list because I'll remember the people that show up at episode number 1. I still have the email from Lore Walker Tahu. He's the only one who sent me the email. So I'm like,
I think he's been in more episodes than anyone but you, Adam.
yeah. I don't think he's ever missed one, honestly.
Yeah.
If he did, you know, he signed in and then walked away from the computer. So, okay, well, I'm going to bring it down because I do have a little bit of schoolwork to do tonight.
Schoolwork.
Yeah. I'm in school.
You are?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
A year and 4 or 5 months ago.
I've never heard you talk about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in school. I'm a finance major. I'm trying to get my bachelor's.
In all fairness, you never did tell us, Adam, because I don't remember that either.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew Adam.
Okay, good.
You've known him longer, though.
Well, we're on the East Coast. Well, I guess I'm between you guys. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
It's a Dave sandwich. Oh my god.
Yeah, the one on Sunday, if you miss it, it doesn't count. He missed one.
Yeah. We did it just to confuse him.
Yep. And I think Ben's at like, what, 3-4 misses, if we count the ones where you were actually in the chat room. Because you came around, what, episode 4 or 5, right? Or maybe 3. You were pretty early, so you're up there too.
I might have come on board at episode 3,
Yeah.
and then I had some personal stuff going on one night, so I missed the episode where you had on Zim and Femless.
Oh, yeah. Because I had them fill in because we were missing people, so.
That was the episode. That was like having the other Duke brothers.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I'm like trying to figure out what we're going to do for episode 50. Of course, I just keep talking. And
Isn't episode 50 BlizzCon?
yeah, that's a BlizzCon one.
We're gonna get drunk.
We're going to get recording.
And
I'm like,
You guys, well.
I'm pretty sure wherever we end up recording, I'm going to tell Fim and Rillandune to show up. And be like, you guys need to be our live audience so you can clap. And be like, yeah.
it's like we're gonna have a giant collaboration of heroes people. We're gonna bring in Blizzard people. We're gonna be drunk, and we're gonna
That'd be
have
awesome.
strippers and cocaine.
I tried to put together a Heroes Roundtable a while ago with like one host from every Blizzard Heroes podcast, and it just never came together.
Yeah, it's hard now. There's a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, back then, I think there were 5 podcasts. Now there's
Yeah.
1,000 or something like that.
Yeah, it's quite bad.
You know, just
Number
kill.
1.
Thing with it seems like a couple of the Heroes of the Storm ones are taking breaks.
Yeah, I
Which
think a
is
lot of them.
Probably.
Yeah, we will never take a break.
Nope.
Mainly
right.
because I need 50 to happen at BlizzCon, so that's why I'm like, no matter what, we need to hit.
No matter what, we must
Consistency
continue.
is key, I think, would be the more important thing to say. But
No matter how little,
You know,
no matter how little news,
if you figure-
we'll make stuff up.
our year and our episode 50 are actually on the same weekend. I think
Yeah.
our year is a couple days later, and which means we only missed 2 episodes in a year.
Well, that's fair. We took 2 weeks.
Uh-oh, we're losing Dave.
It seems like he took an early vacation.
Yeah, we took a pogo stick
Pogo
podcasting.
stick?
Would you guys ever try pogo stick podcasting?
I don't like smashing my freaking face in, so
Like I said, I'm gonna bring it down because I do have like some stuff to write up for work for school. I will take you guys out of. Thank you all for coming. Have yourselves a great night.
Hey, did you need me? I did record what I was on. Did you want me to send that?
Yes, please.
Okay. It wasn't very long, only like 9 minutes, but I got it.
That's fine.